Lisa here from Shady Tree Stitches, and I'm here to give you another cross stitch update for my progress this week. Thank you so much for joining me. I really enjoy knowing that there's actually people who care about my progress as well as me. When I started this just over a year ago, it was just so I could keep track of my progress, and I've been stitching so much since that it's quite a production now. This week's been quite a good stitchy week. My virtual stitches friends are hassling me about how many stitches I get done, but that's just what I get done. It's my priority, it's my happy space at the moment. I hope you're all taking care and staying well out there in the crazy world of social distancing and COVID-19 quarantine. So I am really grateful that I have this hobby. And I'm also grateful that I do have virtual stitches to jump on and talk to. The girls on there's many different types, but I found some really cool friends on there as well. So I love jumping on and stitching, so it's no hardship for me to be able to stuck at home stitching, doing what I want to do. Homeschooling the kids is a little bit of a chore, especially with one of them who has got a lot of behavioural issues, and we don't get much of a break. But my husband let me go away for the weekend, which was wonderful. By away, I mean I went and bought groceries for my parents and had a break from dealing with kids for a little while. So it was good. Anyway, we're here to talk about stitching. So I don't know about you, but I'm really finding it good getting lots of different stitching done, lots and lots of different prompts. I'm the sort of person who, if homework is set, I have to do it. So I've done all my magical stitches homework for this week, finished that a few days ago, and I'm still working through a lot of the different ones for the Daily 30 and having heaps of fun with the different semi-sane games that are happening at the moment. But more about that as we go through. So I filmed this on Monday night, if you remember, with Jenny, because we opened the Sassy Pouch. I haven't got any haul this week. I've been really good. The only haul I got was a bolt of 32 count even weave fabric that I will be dyeing and adding to my Paddock Lanes Designs Facebook page. So when I get that done in the next couple of weeks, I'll let you know, and you can check them out. 32 count even weave seemed to be a very popular amount, and I can't afford to buy all the fabric at once, so I'll dye a bolt of that first and then move on to something else. So thank you to all those people who told me that's what they would like me to dye for them. Okay, so many things in no particular order. I had to work on my Amazing Animal Kingdom. Previously looked like this. My Amazing Animal Kingdom, I did 446 photos on, and that was, I'm not really sure why, but I did 446 stitches on it, and really starting to take shape. You can see now all this grey bit here. I found a colour that's actually going to scaffold quite well out this page. So that's where I'm up to. You can really see that gorilla taking shape now, as well as that orange book. I have done an order for some more CXC threads, and I did an order for full, like 447, because that's the most economical way to get it. But I picked the colours to sort of stash up my collection, and I was really sad. Half an hour after I sent off the email, I discovered that for this next book, the two colours there, I have it, but I don't have a spare one. It's not in the kit, so that's really frustrating, because now I'm going to have to end up ordering more of them down the track. Okay, I have been working really well on my Lest We Forget Sal. This is the one from Paddock Lane Designs that I'm running to commemorate Anzac Day this year, and my goal is to get it finished by Anzac Day, which is only about another 20 days, so I really need to get onto it. And I'm actually thinking of making an addition to the pattern and putting the date for Anzac Day and Remembrance Day on the bottom, because that's the days that we commemorate here in Australia our fallen veterans. So it was previously looking like this, and I worked on it just for one day, which was yesterday, and I did 1,021 stitches on it. I did 1,021 stitches on it. Again, I don't remember why, but I was working on the ode, and I'm really happy with how that ode is looking. But I didn't have any black thread with me, so my black ran out. So then I started to work on the Lest We Forget, and you can see if I hold it back, got the outline of the guy happening. So we'll see how I go with stitching it. I've got to make it a priority. I've put this up as one of my choose my whips for semi-sane for last week. It didn't get chosen, so I popped it up again this week. So please, if you're voting on me for semi-sane, I probably really need to work on this one. So that is my lest we forget. The other one I spent a lot of time on was the one that got chosen for the choose my whip. You put up 2 or 3 projects and people vote, and the idea is you're meant to do the most work on that. And I did do the most work on this, so I did 1,212 stitches on my letters for Hogwarts. Previously it looked like this, and I haven't been able to get into this one as much, and I think it is actually because I'm not enjoying the Ada as much as I like an even weave, but I'm loving this pattern. We had to stitch on something that was by a male designer this week, and this was designed by Stuart Cunningham. And so I did a lot of work on it. Here's the hole where I'm up to. But in particular, I did the work on the Quidditch match there, and a fair bit on the bottom, the crest and things in there, which you can't really see because I've got a big needle minder stuck over that bit. Not that it's going to make too much difference if I move it, but there you go. Now you can see all the beautiful crest, bottom of my Hufflepuff crest. And I'm actually thinking, I like the fact that the Quidditch match has Slytherin and Ravenclaw as the goalposts, and you can do a little little stitch of a jersey. So I'm actually thinking of doing a Gryffindor jersey, because I like the fact of the whole school being represented. Otherwise it would be just way too much yellow. And as much as I'm a Hufflepuff, I'm not actually a yellow person. So I'm going to do it with a bit of everything. My son identifies as a Gryffindor, my daughter identifies as a Hufflepuff, so do something that includes all of them. So the reason I did so many stitches on that, apart from being my choose my whip, was another semi-sane event that's happening, which is called well, it's basically like Deal or No Deal, and you have to choose cases. And on my first case choice, I got 1,500 stitches, 1,000 stitches and 100 stitches. So I had to do 2,600 stitches before I got my first deal. And then they offered me 3 entries. So I said, no, thank you, and rolled for some more. So that was a lot of stitches to do. So I plogged through that. I also did make my daily 30 last week, the family and friends cell. And it was previously looked like this. And I'm really loving this. So I did some extra stitches coming out here, and so that's where I'm up to for the family and friends. So really good progress there. And then I decided for this week, I seem to be alternating between the Modern Folk Embroidery Family Patchwork and the family one from the Linen and Threads. So that was the Modern Folk Embroidery one. And this week I've started doing my daily 30 on the Modern Folk. So you can't, no, sorry, not Modern Folk, Linen and Threads. Oh, they get confusing. So I've got a whole lot of it done up here, but I don't want to unravel it now. This is the bottom of last month. I've got to finish this bit, and then there's a big flower pot that's been released. So I'm not really sure what I'm thinking of this one at the moment, but oh well, I'll persevere because I started it. Hopefully I'll love it at the end. Another one I've been working on a lot was my Village of Hawk Run Hollow, and I am working on this block here, this one here. So it previously looked like this, and my Hawk Run I did for lots of different things for homework. In particular I had to stitch on something that was a reflection of outside, something that was to do with a farm. So I did on my Hawk Run, I did 305 stitches, and it now looks like this. And as I seem to be doing in every block, I'm personalising it with some redesigning moments that are so totally intentional not. But anyway, it's coming along nicely. Unfortunately, that's my my March block, and we're now in April. So I really need to get some more work done on it. So it's the other one I think I've got as my choose my whip for this month, because I need to try and finish last month's block. Again, it's purely my little goal to do a month a block a month. It doesn't really matter if I don't, but I don't want my whips hanging around too much. I got to work on Alice, and I don't actually remember why, but it was very exciting that I got to do 201 stitches on Alice. She's really starting to look good. So it's not really much point showing the before photo because she'll look like that too, except I've done this a little bit more around that clock bit. So she's on my list to maybe do some homework this week too. I've got to do something with it, something you would use to make a nest. And I thought that beautiful pink ribbon that she's holding would be a really good thing that a bird could use to make a nest. So I'm going to use that one for that because it's also one of my scavenger hunt pieces. And oh, that's what I did it for, scavenger hunt. I got a lot of scavenger hunt done this week. Before the new homework dropped, I was up to date. So I got, I think I'm up to 30 out of 50 items now. So yeah, I just need to do it and I can get away with only doing 200 stitches. The last one I started working on tonight in preparation for this week's homework. It's my little house neighborhood. And this one is to do with, I've got to stitch on something that's egg-shaped. And see those trees? Remember a few weeks ago, I had to stitch on something that was coconut-shaped? Coconuts, eggs, they're very similar. So I'm working on my little house neighborhood. Previously looked like this. And I've only actually done about 200 stitches so far tonight, so it's not really too many. But I'll be working on it more tonight, outlined the little house. So yeah, he's on my list of things to look at tonight and get working on. So that is pretty much all I've been stitching on. As for my plans for the daily 30, which remember it's closed grouped, you can't get in, I have to work on my oldest whip. Now that's a hard one because my oldest whips are still in storage and I am hoping that COVID willing I'm moving in 2 weeks time. So in about another month or so, I should be able to get to my storage shed stash and get out the things that I need to do. So I'm really looking forward to that, and that has my oldest whip in it because that has stuff from before I wasn't stitching. In particular, I know I've got Celtic Winter. She's underway, so I want to get on and work on her. But I'm gonna have to go back to my Mania because for Mania this year, I'm sort of working out what I want to do. And in order to work out what I want to do, I don't want to start 31 pieces again. And I do want to do something to do with the ones that I started last year that I haven't finished. So I need to go back and work out what did I start on each date, and then I can work out which one's my oldest. Whichever one I started earliest in March last year in May, would be my oldest whip. So that's my plan. As I said, neighborhood for egg shape. Alice for the nest, and I'm going to be working on probably my Lest We Forget for a popular design because it's one that is being worked on as a sal. And anyone who's working on that sal with me, please join the Paddock Lane Designs Facebook group. There's an event in there where you can post your progress. I'm really keen to see the different ways people are stitching it and the different fabrics they're choosing to put it on. So yeah, please come along and join it. It'd be really good. Something I've shown off the most, I don't know, maybe my animals. A bit hard to decide. I show you guys a lot of what I'm working on. The Hawker & Hollow comes up a lot. And I've got to look up last month. What did I do the most stitches on last month? So I might make that a bit of my homework for tonight to work out which one that is. That's my homework for daily 30. For magical stitches, I can't tell you what it is yet because it hasn't been released. But it's going to double dip nicely. That's the advantage of being a resort manager. I have some idea. The other thing I've got to do is Shell's monthly is quite cool. It's April showers and I have to stitch 500 stitches on any piece with water, and I can do that up to 10 times. So that's 5,000 stitches. So my goal is to do that, and I've got quite a few choices of projects with water. So we'll just see how we go. I probably will start that as soon as I can knock over the homework. I think I've still got to stitch on something to do with April for last week's homework, but as I said, I think if I'm putting the dates as part of the chart on Lest We Forget, that will make that one easy to do. And I think I finished everything else from the previous week. Yeah, so I'm all up to date with that. We're flying around Canada in semi-sane around the world. So I've got a whole bunch of things I have to do 1,000 stitches on. So it's going to be a busy month, and as I've said, in 2 weeks time I'm going to be moving, so I really want to try and knock it all over. Also got a bit of designing work people are starting to ask me for in the works, so there's a couple of things I'm planning. Some I will release publicly, some are secret until they're released by the person who's asked me for them. So thank you so much for those who are supporting my new business, especially in these hard times. I really appreciate it. The main thing is, guys, just reach out, stitch, talk to people. We're here for you. We're happy to listen. We're happy to talk. And if you need some company, just come and join us on Virtual Stitches, but make sure you answer the questions. The whole point of Virtual Stitches is not to just come on and lurk. It's to come on and actually jump on a video and stitch with us. So we've got lots of new people joining, so you won't be alone. And I'd love to see you. So I'm going to have this as a really short video this week. And until next week, happy stitching and keep safe.